At the end of this topic, you will be able to compare monocotyledon and dicotyledon, label the structure of monocotyledon and dicotyledon seeds, identify different types of seeds dispersal, distinguish seeds based on their mode of transport. The bean seed is kidney-shaped, bulky, and slightly depressed on one side with the embryo protected by the seed coat. On the depressed side of the seed coat, there is a short longitudinal whitish ridge called the raphe. At one end of the raphe, there is a minute opening known as germ pore or micropyle through which water enters. The embryo consists of cotyledons attached to its primary axis, which has root portion called the radicle and a stem portion known as plumule. The tip of the radicle projects outside and is closer to the micropyle. The plumule is placed between the two cotyledons and consists of a shoot axis with a small bud that gives rise to two tiny folded leaves. Monocots like Paddy have only one cotyledon inside the seed coat. The seed coat is very thin. The one-seeded fruit of monocots is called as caryopsis. The seed is covered by a yellowish bract and bracteoles, commonly known as chaff. The embryo consists of single cotyledon called scutellum and a shoot axis. The lower part of the axis is the radicle covered by a sheath called coleorhiza. The upper part of the axis is known as plumule, which is covered by a sheath called coleoptile. When a paddy seed is placed in a moist soil, the coleorhiza pierces the base of the seed, making way for the radicle that comes out after splitting.
Monocot seed structure. In monocot seeds, embryo has only one cotyledon. Generally, the seeds are endospermic, albuminous. Let us see the structure of maize grain, a type of caryopsis, as an example for monocot seed. The grains are about the size of peas and adhere in regular rows around a white pithy substance, which forms the ear. External structure. A maize grain is small, yellow in color and triangular in shape. On one side of the grain is a small, opaque oval and whitish area where the embryo lies. The bigger portion, which is yellowish or whitish tissue, stores food materials and is called as endosperm. Let us have a look at the vertical section of the maize grain. The kernel of maize has a pericarp of the fruit fused with the seed coat. The entire kernel of maize is often referred to as the seed. A section of maize grain clearly shows three regions. They are seed coat, endosperm, and embryo. Click the labels to know more.
The fruits and seeds of plants have evolved various devices by which they can be distributed far and wide through various agencies. If all the seeds fall directly below the parent plant, the seedlings would have to compete for space, water, oxygen, minerals, and sunlight, leading to competition. When the seedlings are grouped together at one place, they could easily be destroyed by grazing animals. Such a situation would be detrimental to the species. Seed dispersal mechanism may eliminate the unhealthy competitive struggle that would arise from overcrowding. It also ensures the successful spreading and establishment of a species on the earth. Pattern of seed dispersal are determined in large part by the dispersal mechanism. There are a number of modes or ways by which seeds may be dispersed. They include wind, water, animal, and mechanical or self-dispersal. Various types of mechanisms of dispersal of fruits and seeds are autochory, anemochory, hydrochory, and zoochory. Autochory is the mechanical dispersal or self-dispersal of fruits and seeds. It occurs by the dehiscence of fruit or seed. When the fruits burst with sudden jerks, the seeds are scattered far from the parent plant. For example, fruits of balsam and castor burst with a sudden jerk and disperse the seeds by an explosive mechanism. Anemochory is the process of seed dispersal by means of the wind. Very lightweight seeds are easily blown away by the wind. Some seeds are enclosed in wing-like husks with one or two propeller blades or fluffy coverings that help them drift the seeds some distance away from the parent plant. Example, Callioptris, which is called as Erukam in Tamil, and Moringa, commonly known as drumsticks. Fruits of tridax also disperse by wind with the help of the hair like persistent calyx known as papers that act like a parachute in the dispersal mechanism. Dispersal of fruits and seeds by water is called hydrochory. It usually occurs in those plants which grow in water or near water bodies. Seeds from these plants develop floating devices in the form of spongy or fibrous outer coats. For example, fruits of coconut have large fibrous mesocarp which helps them to float long distances in the sea without any injury. Lotus has spongy thalamus with fruitlets embedded in it. Dispersal of fruits and seeds by animal is known as zoochory. Seeds can develop structures like bristles, hooks, or barbs that allow them to get tangled in an animal's feather or fur and can be carried to new locations. For example, fruits of xanthium have sharp, stiff hooks. Acranthus have bracts and perianth that are pointed. Many birds and mammals eat the seeds along with the edible portion of the fruit and later pass out through excreta. Example, tomato, guava, and neem.
In this topic, you have learnt
seed is a ripened ovule. Seed with 2 cotyledons are called as dicots, and seeds with only 1 cotyledon are called as monocots. Seed dispersal is the mechanism adopted by plants in which the fruits and seeds can be distributed far and wide through various agencies. Autochory, Anemochory, zoochory, and Hydrochory are the various types of dispersal mechanisms of fruits and seeds in plants.